Welcome back to All About LIBS. In today's episode, we're going to cover what to watch out for in your 6000 series aluminum. Let's get right into it. Okay guys, so first up, we're going to take a look at a 6061 sample. Now this alloy is going to be a little bit funny to test, and I'm going to show you why. So here we go. Okay, so we've just done our test. Now match 6063. But look at the copper. You see the copper at 0.42 with a 0.1 max? That's too high for this alloy. So in this case, the analyzer actually is matching that alloy wrong, right? Actually, I know the alloy because I got this button from a melter who makes this material. But you can see that if we just look at the list here, the algorithm may not always be correct. You do need to know what you look for, even when you use a different analyzer out there. But this is a 6061 material, but as you can see, we're pretty much easily able to identify that with this analyzer. It's just the match algorithm seems to have a little bit of trouble in this one. And that's where knowing your metals just a little bit is a big deal. All right, so next up we have this piece of 6063. This is also from the same melter, okay? I'm gonna do a quick test. It's all it takes with handheld LIBS. And in this case, look at that. It looks like we've got the alloy grade correct here. It's hard to trust it, right, when it was wrong once, but look at that copper being much lower. The chemistry seems to be right and the grade match struggles sometimes. But like you saw, being 98% correct, it's hard to say who's right and who's wrong. In this case, we've got a great match here to 6063 with 100%. And if we look, 6061 is only down here at a 70% match, right? So this analyzer did a great job with this 6063, easy to sort, right? Okay guys, so now we have this mystery piece of metal that we believed was a piece of 6061. And you'll see I've written 6042 on the side, right? And in fact, the reason I did that is because you can see the mill marks in this piece. You see that it was made by Hydro Aluminum. They're an aluminum manufacturer, and the alloy is actually printed right on those mill marks. Now, if you're looking for material, if it's a round bar like this, look for the mill marks. You may not find it on every bar, but you should find it on most pieces. If you get a big load of scrap, this material coming in the door, it's good to do that. I write it again with Sharpie because you can see the contrast difference. It's much easier to see the Sharpie. But let's do a test of that and see what the analyzer says. So first of all, I'm going to just approach it with the analyzer like I would always, right? And then do the test. Okay, so remember 6042 is the alloy that we had. Surprise, surprise, 6042 is not in this analyzer, right? We matched to 6082, but I want to show you the big difference here. So if I look at all the different alloys that we match to, 6061 is commonly matched to, especially with X-ray, and it's missed a lot of times when we're talking about some of these exotic alloys like 6042. So if we look down the chemistry here, we're pretty much in spec. The one thing I want to point out, if you scroll down, right, there's lead in this material. That's what really defines this as 6042. And that is a contaminant that'll upset your supply chain. This, if you have a big load of this would reject the load. Your melters would not be happy to receive this as material. So watch out for lead in your 6000 series. It may identify as something that's leaded, like like a 6042, but it may not. And if it doesn't identify as a leaded material, you could get yourself in trouble real easily. So as you just saw, 6000 series aluminums are easily sortable with handheld LIBS. Although we can get a great identification for most of these alloys, we do need to watch out to make sure that all of the alloys that we're looking for or could be out there are actually in the analyzers that we're using. The other thing we want to watch out for is contaminant elements such as lead. That's going to screw up the melters, the primary and secondary melters, the people that you're selling to, the ingot manufacturers, people like that. They don't always want this lead in the metal, and you got to know what you're looking for when you're selling them your metal. Thanks for tuning in today. We'll see you next time.